Hi, I'm Tim Clark with Gasville, USA. Today we're going to take a look at this absolutely gorgeous 1972 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme two-door hardtop coupe. Now, one of the things that really attracted me to this car is the lack of a vinyl top. I checked out the Cowl trim tag, and this is a true Matador red top and bottom car, a non-vinyl top car. Now, I don't know about you, but it seems like almost all Cutlasses I see, except for convertibles, they all seem to have a vinyl top. I'm not a big fan of vinyl tops, and when I saw that this is Matador red top and bottom from the factory, I thought, hey, now this is really cool. I like this. Now, according to the person I purchased the car from, he said that he was the second owner of the car. I have no paperwork to verify that. I'm just telling you what he told me. And he also told me that the mileage on the odometer is correct at 33,000 and around 500. Again, I have no paperwork to verify that. I'm just telling you what he told me. We're going to take an extensive look at this car, and before we do, I want to tell you about some of the features. It's a numbers matching 350 engine, a 3-speed automatic transmission, power steering, power brakes with disc in the front, drum in the rear. It has factory bucket seats, center console, floor shift, air conditioning, and a very cool original AM/FM push-button radio that, believe it or not, still works. And so does the clock. I never see a clock that works in these. Anyway, we're going to take an extensive look at this car, and we're going to start by doing a 3 different level walk around to check out all the paint and sheet metal. Then we're going to look at the exterior lighting, the front and the rear. Then we're going to take a look at the door alignments, door locks, and window regulators. Then we'll open the hood and check out the engine compartment. We'll start the engine, hear it run, and operate the air conditioner. Then we'll move back and take an extensive look at the interior, the dash, and instrument panel. Moving back more, we'll check out the trunk. Then we'll go underneath and take an extensive look at the under chassis. We'll finish up by doing a longer test drive. So with all that, let's get started. Well, let's check out the door locks, the window regulators, and the door alignments on this 72 Oldsmobile Cutlass. You'll notice the doors just snap shut, really nice. The door locks. Of course, that's locked and unlocked. Now it's locked and unlocked. I actually showed this in a different video, the interior video, but this remote mirror control works great as well. I mean, you just never see that, so that's pretty cool. All right, so here's the front window regulator. And the rear. Now this rear one is a little bit stiff. It's not bad. And I think it needs oil because on the way down, it wants to catch just a little bit and then it goes down. So up and down. It wants to catch a little bit and then go down. Some WD-40 in that track would probably do a wonder of good. And get this other side. Check out the door alignment. Just snaps shut. There's no rattles. Nice solid car. Locked. Unlocked. And we'll lock it with the key this time. And unlock. Perfect. All right, front window regulator. Goes up and down, very nice and smooth. And the rear. Let's start the engine on the Cutlass and we'll also demonstrate the air conditioning. Well, at this time, I'd like to go ahead and demonstrate the dash and instrument panel. We're going to start to the left and work right. Now, there's so many lights on in this studio that there's a lot of glare. Hopefully, we'll be able to get some good images. So, first thing I'll do is turn the key on. Actually, I'll get my camera right over here. Hopefully, you can see the lights come on right there. The gas gauge works. The emergency brake light works as well. And I'm gonna turn that off. And I'll go ahead and start this up. Alright. The speedometer and odometer does work. As well as, believe it or not, the clock. You can see the second hand sweeping across. Actually, I'm not sure why I got this running, but while it is, I'll go ahead and demonstrate the fan for the air conditioner. I got a separate video for the air conditioner and engine, but I'll go ahead and demonstrate this as well. So I'll just put this on heat. You can hear the fan. And of course the defroster, vent. You'll hear the air conditioner kick on right there. And max. Let's see, I don't think the engine's required for anything else, so I'll shut that off. And I'll turn the ignition back on. So the headlights are actually going to be on a separate video, but hopefully you can see that the dash lights work. If you look at the odometer, you'll see a change right there. Yeah. All right. Now the wipers. Low and high. Back to low. And park. All right, turn signal. There's the left indicator and the right indicator. And let's see, this is the four-way flashers. All right, we've already done this. Oh, let's get the horn. You can hear the horn right there. And this is really cool. I'm a person that really likes original push button radios. And believe it or not, this one works, and it's the factory Oldsmobile AM/FM radio. And believe it or not, it still works. I've got a local station tuned in, and I'm in a steel building, and I still get a reception. So I thought that's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to turn the ignition off. I'll show you the glove box right over here. Yeah, there we go. Still got the factory stickers on it. And in here is the original owner's manual. So that's cool. Then you got the side. Not the side, the center console. Let me get my camera down here. There we go. Hard to do with one hand. There we go. So down in here is another storage compartment. Then you've got this beautiful shifter and center console. It is a turbo 350 3-speed automatic, and it does have the release to shift, which is nice. I don't know if you can see my hand pushing down in order to shift, so that's cool. That is about all for the instrument panel and the dash. Speaking of the dash, there are no rips or cracks or anything in the dash pad. Really, really pretty. Guess I better turn these headlights back off. That concludes this video for the dash and instrument panel. I forgot one thing on my dash and instrument panel video. And this is going to be edited in. It's going to be kind of obvious I edited this in. This has a remote mirror control right here. And you know, these things just never work. Except for this one. Check this out. See there? Isn't that cool? I mean, these things just never work. Except this one. I thought that was really cool. All right, that's all. All right, let's take a look at the under chassis of this beautiful 1972 Oldsmobile Cutlass. You can see that the body bushings are in nice shape. They may have been replaced. I was thinking that this might have been a full restoration a few years ago. It's just really nice shape to be original. It has adjustable air shocks on the back, which I really like. That way you can change the attitude or the stance of it to match your desires. These bushings also look to be in really nice shape. I wouldn't be surprised if they've all been replaced. They just look really good. Here's another example right here. Really nice. And another shot of the adjustable air shocks. I guess it's a little hard to see up in there. The floor looks really, really nice. Here's another body bushing. Not sure if you're going to be able to see it right in here or not. I'll try to zoom in and get a shot. See, that body bushing looks really nice. So I'm going to suspect that this was probably a full restore because that just does not look original to 1972. Really nice, solid floor pans. Three-speed automatic, and 350 engine, which is numbers matched, and I confirmed that. I found the serial number of the engine, and yes, it does match the body VIN, so that's nice. Now here's something interesting. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get a shot of this or not, but those are Hotchkis shock absorbers up front. I noticed that the car really handles nice. Maybe that's part of the reason. And the disc brakes. Steering gearbox. And see, here's another good example. This, well, it's not a pitman arm, but yeah, it is pitman arm. Anyway, that bushing right there looks really nice. Now you can see that this was painted in the past, and some of the paint has, I don't know, it's not rust, it's just that the paint's gone. So a person could touch that up if they wanted. And so here's another example. See this hardware right here? Looks like that's been replaced. You know, again, I'm going to guess that this has probably been a full restoration a few years ago. It just looks too nice to be original. You know, that many years old. Well, let's take a walk down here again. Well, I've already driven this car, gosh, I bet at least 50 miles, and I'm still excited about doing this test drive video. It is just such a nice quality car. It's a numbers matching 350 engine, 3-speed automatic transmission, power steering, power brakes with disc in the front, drums in the rear, the factory air conditioning, AM, FM, push button radio, which still works really nice. And something that I failed to go over in the dash and instrument panel video is the socket for the cigarette lighter. And I'm actually using it for power for the cameras. So the socket for the cigarette lighter does work great. That's about it. I'm excited about this test drive, so let's just go ahead and get started. One of my real pet peeves is when cancel cams for turn signals don't work, and I'm very glad to report that it works perfect on this car. So right now I'm cruising around 65 miles an hour. No vibrations, no shimmies, no squeaks. So now we're coming in the northeast corner of Rogers. We'll drive through Rogers, do some city stop and go traffic, and then we'll get on the interstate and go to Bentonville, then get off the interstate, go through Rogers again, and then back to Avoca, and then back to the house. Up here we're gonna take a right and get on the interstate, so I'm gonna roll this window up because it'll get pretty windy. Right up here. We're cruising about 70 or 75. right there is 75. And now we're in Bentonville. And I need to get in that outside lane. Well, it's been a nice test drive, and I'm going to pull into this Sonic and give a little report. Well, I've had a really good test drive. I'm not really sure how many miles I've driven this car since I bought it. I would guess somewhere around 80 to 100 miles, and it just performs flawlessly. Now, it's not a race car. I'm not selling it as a race car or a performance car. But I'll tell you, I'm kind of surprised at how quickly you can accelerate in this car for a cruiser. For cruising around town or cruising on the interstate or taking a road trip or whatever, I just think it's ideal. Anyway, the engine performed really nice. The transmission shifts really nice and smooth, just like a new car. It does not have a shift kit in it. A shift kit has a real firm shift. It's not like that, and it's not like a sloppy, wore out shift. It's just like what it's supposed to be from the factory, a nice smooth shift. Let's see, the steering was really nice. I was steering with 2 fingers. There is not excessive play in the steering. Now, it is, the typical steering. It's not rack and pinion, so it's not like a rack and pinion, but the steering is really nice. The brakes were excellent. There was no issue with brakes. It did not pull left or right. It braked nice and straight. Let's see, the turn signal cancel cam works correctly, which one of my pet peeves is in a car where the signal lights don't turn off and you have to manually, turn them off after you remember. No, it's not like that. They turn off just great. I did not use the air conditioner today. Actually, I had the window up most of the time because it's kind of a cool day, probably about 50 degrees. Let's see, what else? I think that's about all that I can come up with. The suspension was nice and smooth. I just don't see any issues anywhere. I drove on, a 4-lane country road, probably around 60, 65 miles an hour. Did quite a bit of stop and go in town, and then got on the interstate and was driving 70 or 75. And I'll tell you, I just don't see any issues at all. I really appreciate you taking time to watch this video and encourage you to go to my website, gasfillusa.com, or you can call me or text me at 479-636-7111.